Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And now we're going to make this a quick one tonight because something hit me today, and I'm on fumes right now. I'm in the game, hurt under the weather a little bit. So we'll make this fast. I wanted to get to this very curious case of Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's 84-year-old mother, who was abducted, allegedly, in Arizona. So Nancy Guthrie, 84, vanished from her Arizona home on February 1st after signs of a struggle. There was blood found on her home porch, and ransom demands have been escalated since the abduction to $6 million without proof of life. Now, Savannah Guthrie, is the Today Show co-host and daughter of Nancy Guthrie. The siblings have released heartfelt videos offering pay, while the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward. Even the Orange Messiah has directed federal aid, citing strong clues were found. Investigators found early missteps, but now use billboards across the state. Public skepticism has questioned the family's details amid intense media focus. There are lots of rumors going around with this. Now, why the speculation? Well, we live in a very cynical world now, especially with social media. People are going to second guess everything. The fact that the sister Savannah Guthrie's sister is a poet, which means she's broke, and her husband is a chef at a local restaurant. They recently, last year, purchased a home that was worth over $650,000. Now, is that something unusual? No. People who, maybe they can afford it. Maybe Guthrie paid for it. Maybe Guthrie loaned them the money. Who knows? But now, we watch all these movies and you read all these crime books and all these crime shows that happen. You never know, right? Maybe they're trying to weasel in the sister to give this $6 million up so they can pay for the house and do all this other stuff. Who knows what's going on here? I mean, it's like Fargo. You ever see the movie Fargo? When the guy gets his wife kidnapped and it turned out to be a bloodbath in the end? People do crazy shit for money. Money turns people into monsters. And now this woman is still missing at 84 years old. And you wonder why the mother. I can understand a kid. A 7-year-old kid, the whole country would be wrapped around you and trying to find this poor baby. But an 84-year-old woman, not to say that we're not praying that she comes home safe and sound. But it just seems more like there's foul play involved with the family rather than, because who goes to an 84-year-old woman's house and kidnaps her and then asks for a ransom? It makes no sense to me. Supposedly these ransom notes have been coded in some way so they can't be revealed who did it, but the FBI is saying that it's the same person. This is very, very strange. And the fact that Savannah Guthrie is the one doing most of the talking on these pleas doesn't help. And I'll tell you why. She has been, for most of her adult life, trained to stare like a zombie into a teleprompter. She shows no emotion. She never breaks character because that's what she is. Her voice and diction are always perfect. That's how you get into network television. And it seems when she's reading the news, it's fine. But when she's pleading for her mother's life, it seems cold. It seems fake, dare I say. And it seems staged because she's under control. It's just another news story to her. I know it's her mother, but I would have had the sister talk, unless the sister's hiding something, or have somebody speak for the family, because every time Samantha Guthrie goes online or on air to talk about this stuff, she's got this very, stone-faced look to her. She's not that much of an attractive woman either, and the angles that they're shooting her in are awful, awful. They need me as their publicity, their PR person. So as we said, the mother disappears on February 1st in Arizona, and a twist in the plot has occurred. The authorities have released several surveillance photos and videos of a potential suspect. We are going to show you this video right here. Sorry. Bear with me for one moment as we get this ready. I am not doing well today. Okay. And away we go. Let's make this bigger. That's what she said. All right, so there's the guy in the mask. He looks like he's trying to obstruct the camera there. They're saying he's armed. He takes like plants or a flower. Here's the pistol. And he's trying to block the camera with these flowers, I guess. And there you go. So there's the footage that is making the rounds now on social media. But again, that footage really doesn't show much. I mean, you think that if there was blood on the porch, if there was a struggle, that unless he took her out through the backyard, I mean, wouldn't you see something? Wouldn't neighbors have heard something? I mean, if you've ever been to Arizona, especially these neighborhoods, there's not much going on there. You hear shit from a block away. You mean to tell this woman didn't scream? Unless she got knocked out. But you didn't hear any glass break? No dogs barking? I don't know. Seems very strange to me. And of course, we have many people who are saying that this whole thing is staged. Now, again, we allegedly we take this with a grain of salt. Here is Savannah Guthrie now.
Hi there, everybody. I wanted to come on and just share a few thoughts as we enter into another week of this nightmare. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for all of the prayers and the love that we have felt, my sister and brother and I, and that our mom has felt. Because we believe that somehow, some way, she is feeling these prayers and that God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place. We believe our mom is still out there.
Well, she's out there.
We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock, trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
All right, so here's the thing. They've made demands for $6 million, or so it said, or so they say. You've agreed to pay for it. Why is this dying on the vine? Why is this not going forward? I mean, here's the video that has everybody speculating that this is AI. They're looking at their fingers. They're looking at their nails. This one is strange to me.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Very strange. Very strange. Now, here's the conspiracy theory coming in. This Savannah Guthrie is married to some lawyer named Feldman. There is speculation that this guy Feldman, Savannah Guthrie's husband, is mentioned in the, you guessed it, the Epstein files. I'll just leave it at that. We don't know what the hell is going on with this. They have a guy there on video on a door cam. He's messing around with the camera. That's all we see. We don't see any other, and maybe the FBI is not going to release that yet. But we see no sign of this woman being dragged out. We don't even see him walking in the house. We see him like fumbling around outside in a ski mask and with a gun on him and a backpack. And you would think in these neighborhoods, and that looked like a pretty nice neighborhood, somebody would have seen something. Some guy's walking his dog. Some kid drives by with his girlfriend. Something. It's very strange. And again, I ask, why the mother, unless she's a multimillionaire herself? Why the mother? It doesn't, it just, I know that there are cases of mothers of wealthy people being, there was one case that happened, I think it was in 2003, where this happened, that they found the guy was in like Utah or something like that. So this is not completely out of the ordinary. There's been precedent. But normally, if you're going to kidnap a woman's family member, somebody who has a rich family member, it's usually the children. If you remember back, I think it was in the 1960s, 70s, or 70s, Getty, the guy who owns all the gas stations, his grandson was kidnapped in Italy, and they gave the Getty family a ransom. The mother begged her father to pay the ransom, and he initially said no. And the kidnappers sent the boy's pinky to his grandfather. And they said, every day that goes by that you don't pay this ransom, you're going to get a new body part from this kid. And guess what old Grandpa Getty did? He paid the fucking ransom. Can you imagine a grandfather, a multi-billionaire himself in those days, saying, no, I'm not going to pay, I think it was like $2-3 million. It's a lot of money, but for your grandson, you'd think he'd pay anything. That's what kind of garbage he was, and hopefully he's rotting in hell. But this story doesn't seem to go away. It's very suspicious. I don't know where we're going to go with this. There's speculation that it might be a family member. There's speculation that it might be a grandson or a nephew or something. We don't know where this is going. What I do know is that these people are all crazy. They're all connected in some sort of way to all this madness that's going on in the world, and you can't hide it anymore. You used to be able to hide it, but with social media now you can't. And we see their true colors. Now, hopefully, again, this woman is okay as she returns back home soon. Whatever happened to her, it must be just fucking a nightmare. And it will be very, very interesting to see how this kidnapping takes place. Very, very interesting. And it's very, very sad for if she has grandchildren, what they must be going through. But this is the world we live in now, folks. A world that is sick and only getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. There seems to be no end. The madness seems to has no bounds. And it's sad because it will only get worse. I really, really believe it's only going to get worse until the day comes where there's a breaking point. I don't know if that'll happen in my lifetime. We'll see. Hopefully I see it. Well, I don't want to see it. I hope that cooler heads prevail and good overcomes evil before then. But I want to be there for both. And that's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friends, Satan is always busy, and be a man and have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see.